Why network automation? So we could have like options like performing some of the old practices where we can manage these devices either through command line interfaces or through maybe some sort of graphical user interface, right? So, but with that, we gonna face certain problems. One is like if you are trying to manage these devices, one option is you go and perform a SSH and then basically write those commands. Maybe you want to configure some sort of policy rules, and in that case, you have to like individually establish SSH connection, perform those commands, commit those changes, and make sure that you have done it on each and every device, which is basically part of that network or part of the solution you are trying to perform. And then again, this approach could be very time consuming and there are more chances of making errors. So it gets really difficult to keep track of everything when you are doing these sort of things manually. And for example, configuring a big routing protocols like BGP, OSPF could be something close to very, I would say, impossible thing to like manage these, control these, and then making sure that things will be all right. Next is like you do require some sort of vendor specific knowledge as well when it comes to manual or manually doing things. So you might have different vendors within your network. There might be Cisco, might be Junos, and then you need to be aware of the functionality of these devices, what sort of connection they support, and how things are happening at their end, like the way they are managing ACLs, maybe firewalls. So it is something you need to be aware of. And then again, no source of truth. It is very difficult to maintain single source of truth if we are doing these things with old practices. You might have some sort of script, but then it becomes really difficult to maintain that script, especially when it comes to scalability part, right? As your network grows, it becomes more complex, and then it becomes really difficult to stick to some certain like limited scripts. And then again, it is very difficult to identify configuration drifts when we are doing things manually. And sometimes we might feel like, okay, we have done the right changes, but ultimately that was wrong. And it gets really difficult to identify those changes unless until something critical has gone within our system.